Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Helen Johnson, and in today's video I want to share my top 4 tips for newlyweds. Now, I could talk forever about marriage and what first year of marriage looks like, and I've actually written a ton of blogs on marriage, and I'll link some of them in the description box below. But today I want to give you 4 easy tips that you can apply to married life from the get-go, especially in those first 6 months. These tips are going to help you build and create a healthy marriage that will have firm foundation for years to come. Tip number 1, date nights. So when you're dating and you hang out with your significant other, it automatically feels romantic. It automatically feels like a date. Maybe you're going out for a romantic meal or a nice walk in the park or a picnic, whatever it looks like. When me and my husband Andy were dating, I felt pursued, it felt romantic. Sometimes he would bring me little gifts and it felt amazing. And then when we got married, it felt like the date nights went from up here to down here. And I didn't like it. I was like, I want to feel pursued. And I knew that he wanted to feel pursued as well. And we went months and months without putting date nights in our calendar. Every married couple needs a weekly date night or a date brunch or whatever works for you. You need that time together to catch up and to keep that romance in your marriage. Because the second you get married, you're going to be dealing with a lot of life admin, with bills, with money issues, with house issues. You may be talking about big things like having children together, and you need to keep the romance in and amongst all those heavy topics. And so date nights is what I would advise to keep the romance alive. Tip number 2 is budget for fun. So if you're anything like me, I love a budget. I love to know where my money's going. I do work as a debt advisor, so maybe that's why. But I believe that when you get married, it's so easy for money to become this really difficult topic to talk about, and it adds a lot of pressure. One of the reasons why people divorce is because of money issues and debt. And I want to help you guys out with just one tip that is going to help your marriage when it comes to dealing with money in that first year. Yes, obviously create a budget. I'm a big advocate for that. But secondly, to budget money for fun, for those romantic weekends away, for those meals out. It's so easy to try and get every single penny or every single dollar into a certain place, and you don't want to be spending anything, you want to be saving it all. But actually, in that first year of marriage, you want to treat yourself from time to time, especially in the years to come. If you have children, you're not going to be able to take those spontaneous weekends away or go for that romantic 3-course meal or those joint couples massages. So make the most of it in that first year of marriage. To be honest, I would say your priority in the first year of marriage is not about building your savings up to the roof. I would say, yes, it's being sensible. I will always advocate that. You need to be sensible. You don't want to get into debt, don't want to make silly decisions. But it's about having money aside for fun as well. You need to allocate fun into your budget. Tip number 3 is work out a chore and cooking and cleaning rota, whatever you want to call it. Work out who's going to do what in the house. And I know that doesn't sound romantic at all, but it's so important. And the reason why this is important is because most couples don't have the same view on what tidy looks like or what clean looks like or how often they do the laundry, how often they wash the bed sheets. Every individual has different views on what's normal to them. And so when you get married, it will be so easy to assume the other person has the exact same value and view that you do. Whereas I learned that that is not the case in my marriage. So we needed to compromise, we needed to work out who was going to do what when, so that the day-to-day functioning of the house could work. And when you sort that out and it becomes a routine, then it means that there is more room for romance, that life doesn't become all about the life admin, but you do need to set something in place to avoid that pressure and to avoid 24/7 of just cleaning the house and dealing with cooking. You don't want to be dealing with that. You want to make sure that you allocate time for it, that it gets done so that you can then have fun. Tip number 4, so this is my final tip, and this is really crucial, is to spend time with other married couples, especially married couples who have been married longer than you have. Now, hear me when I say this, do not abandon your single friends. You know, when you get married, that doesn't mean that all your friends have to be other married people. I think it's actually really good to stay friends with your single friends. You know, those are friendships that you've built over years. Don't just give them up. However, it is crucial to make sure that you're spending time with people who are on a similar journey to you, who are navigating similar things to what you're navigating, especially if they've been married maybe a year or two longer than you have. They're very newly married as well. You know, the first couple of years is still very early on. And so they will remember all the challenges that they had in the first 6 months and will probably be able to offer you wisdom and help on how to deal with some of the issues that may arise in those early months. So they're my 4 top tips on things to apply from the day one that you get back from your honeymoon. Enjoy your honeymoon, get back and implement those tips, and it will really make a big difference to your first year of marriage. If you like these tips and if you want more videos on marriage, then give this video a like, and I will continue to release videos all about marriage, as I love to talk about it. So I hope that you have an amazing week, and I will see you in a week's time. Bye.